Welcome, YouTube, to the creation of the best quarterback build in Road to Glory, and the creation of Jett Sanders. If you new and you've been watching the Colorado Dynasty, make sure you go and like, subscribe. That will be back though. I promise you that will be back. But I want to bring to you today this new dominant quarterback build that I have, and for you guys to follow the story of Jett Sanders. He fast, throw, do it all. As you can see, I'm just dominating the game from all aspects. When you see this build, you're gonna want to make it. It's a reincarnation of Michael Vick. This is what this build is about, and I'm gonna take you from every aspect of this career, from NCAA to Madden. So when I made this build, I didn't go and I didn't make a custom build. I went and made a legend. And the legend that I wanted to make was Michael Vick. It was simple. He dominated, threw a threat, 6 foot, 210 pounds. He's one of the best quarterbacks of all time. It was a hard decision because I was in between Michael Vick and I was in between another legend, which was Cam Newton. With Cam Newton being 6'5", 230 pounds. But when it came down to it, I went through all of them. And I just couldn't pass up the 95 speed. I couldn't. 95 speed and the 95 acceleration that Michael Vick had, to add with that throwing power, I had to do it. With this build, I just want to have fun. This road to glory is very, very difficult. I will say that. But if you see these attributes, man, these attributes are crazy. So I got 90 throwing power, 85 throwing the run. Throwing the pressure is a little low, it's 80. I start trying to play with it a little bit, but my play action is a 70. And what got me was I know I'm going to be out of the pocket a lot. My carrying was an 85. But you can't beat that 95 and that 95 acceleration. 95 speed and 95 acceleration is different. Change of direction, 93. Get what I'm saying? Your break tackle at 84, juke move, 92. Break sack, 86, agility, 93. So those things stood out. And even on this build, you had 72 trucking. So you can't beat that. And when I got to want to play on this build, and you seen earlier how I was just taking off out of the pocket and things like that, I knew I needed to find what was my play style, and that's what my play style. Now I know it's a lot of more other quarterbacks out here, quarterback builds out here that people made and they did custom. I know it's one that got 99 speed. But if you don't know, when you do a cap breaker, and I know that people leave this out, so if you got this far in the video, when you do a cap breaker, you can put that on your speed. So I can get 99 speed on this build and 99 acceleration. You could just cap it and it'll give you those attributes. But you see, as I'm saying, the only thing I had was a sluggish spin move was my weakness. That was the only weakness. Now, as you can see, I had played through it, and I saw some clips earlier, but the first team that hit me up was the Georgia Bulldogs, Kirby Smart. And one of the things I did was I basically was just like, shoot, I'm sold. If Georgia want me, I'm sold. That's why I'm going. At the end of the day, that's how I look. Jett Sanders is headed to Georgia, right? So you can see I posted on social media to let them know that I love to play for Georgia. That's my top school. It was easy for me to get a scholarship for them, and then every other school, it decreased. But like I said, Georgia was the first school to hit me up. As you can see, my top 10, after I got through all of that, I had a top 10, got the senior night. And I had to make a decision. Where I was going to go at, and the decisions I was going to make and things that was going to shape my career. I ended up being the number one player in the state, number one in the position, number one in the nation. So I can go anywhere. But as you can see, it's 3 hats up there, and Georgia wasn't one of them. It's Indiana, Auburn, North Carolina. Auburn gave me a crazy NIL package. They increased it through the games that I was playing. North Carolina is big because that's what my mom loved at school. And she loved that school for Jett. So academics was big. Indiana was the reigning national champions. And anytime the reigning national champions come, you gotta choose. And They gave me a crazy NIL package. But as you can see, I really didn't know where Jett was going, where I was going to go at. Jett had to make a real decision. North Carolina was the hat I picked up, but as you can see, I ain't really too much care about the academics. Academics didn't matter. Oh, Indiana got a national championship. Not right now. I don't know. Auburn, Cam Newton went there. Let's see. I just couldn't make a decision. It was a very hard decision for me to make. Very, very hard decision for me to make. And I kept going back and forth. And Auburn, never mind. I'm headed. Jett is headed to the University of Indiana, the reigning national champion. See you in episode 2.